Hey everybody, Nick here. Josh and I are hard at work recording the GOTYSO episodes coming out next week for the week of, what is that, the 8th of July? Yeah, something like that. It's all a whirlwind right now. And we were thinking, okay, for this episode the week before, what do we want to do? Do we want to repost another interview? By the way, you guys loved hearing the Slay the Princess interview again. So happy you guys all enjoyed that. But no, we were like, no interview again. We weren't going to post any of the older episodes just because some of those just, they don't age too well. Because Josh is a terrible person and says whatever he wants. So instead I had a table read for one of my comedy screenplays back in May. I have the recording just sitting here. So I thought, you know what? Let's give them a little taste of some other stuff that we do. So this is a table read of Bastards Keep. This is a multicam comedy that I wrote back in January. It is essentially Cheers meets Game of Thrones. It is all set in one bar. It is mostly just one scene per act with people going in and out of the bar. The two main protagonists are twins in these medieval times trying to run this bar. Trying to, go legit. There are these two bastards trying to go legit and run this bar. There's a war going on in the kingdom, or threats of a war going on in the kingdom. And it's just got all these crazy characters that you would find in a D&D campaign anytime you go into a tavern looking for a quest. So without further ado, here is the table read we did back in May for Bastards Keep. Hope you guys enjoy, and GOTYSO will be up next week.
Bastards Keep. Pilot. Written by Nick Kaufman. Teaser. Interior, tavern, midday. Bastards Keep, a tavern in the kingdom of Tomoburg, outside of the town of Belmare. Hanging candelabras illuminate the cobblestone walls and hardwood floors. Adventurers and drunks fill the benches and tables scattered about. This hole-in-the-wall tavern has a literal hole in its back wall. Lord knows where it goes. The bar is open, but no bartender in sight. Ailsa Marsh ascends from the cellar beneath the bar, carrying bottles of wine. She's in her 20s and looks like she can handle an axe. A traveling merchant enters and sits at the bar. He slaps 3 carrots down on the counter.
3 carrots for a cup of your red.
It don't shine, you don't whine. No bartering.
No bartering? Every tavern from here to Wallowdale would have taken that trade.
We're not rabbits. I'm running a business here. You want to sell carrots? Open a stand at the market.
Alright. What about spell scrolls? I got this one off some dark elves.
Read the sign.
No blacks. Didn't realize this was one of those bars.
Ailsa looks back to see her chalkboard sign has been changed.
Isaac! I assure you, we are not that kind of bar. We'll take anyone's gold. No black magic. Black's okay.
Mayhaps I can pay another way?
Godspeed, man. We don't want your carrots, your spells, or your tinier carrot. Pay the gold or be gone.
Fine. Can I also get a stew of the day?
No stew. Afraid we're out of carrots.
Main title, Act 1. Go get 'em, brothers.
It's for aesthetic. The aesthetic of it all.
Interior, tavern, still midday, but later. Ailsa rushes about the tavern, serving drinks and bussing tables. She returns to the bar as Isaac Marsh climbs out from the cellar behind the bar. He's Ailsa's twin and doesn't look like he's ever lifted anything but a wine bottle to his lips.
You're paying for that.
I'm sure I will be in the morning.
How about you stop sloshing down our inventory and help me? I'm swamped.
The owner doesn't tend bar.
You're co-owner, equal, split, half.
Who owns this fine tavern you all enjoy drinking in?
The bastard Isaac Marsh!
See, dear sister, it's my tavern. Why don't you cooperate and get these men around in the house?
How about I knock your teeth out, you little goblin? No free rounds, you tosspots. And who owns this bar?
The bastard Isaac Marsh and his witch sister!
I'll take that over the usual whore sister.
Cowards. You really are a troll under my bridge.
I've kept this place afloat while all you've done is drink yourself silly. I only agreed to opening this tavern with you because you said we'd be making money.
We are making money.
Elsa slams a box down on the bar.
Is this the money you speak of?
There's good stuff in there.
You have to stop letting the drunks pay their tabs with whatever is in their packs. What's this? A crude sketch of me?
You're always saying we need to fill the walls with art. Forgive me for taking some initiative.
The evidence of a grisly crime?
You can never have too many knives when running a tavern.
The grisly crime, I assume?
What? Do you know the things we could do with an alchemist's hand?
I know we can't pay our bills with it. You need to give all this crap back and collect these tabs. Today.
I didn't open this tavern to work. I opened this tavern to drink.
Well then, Sir Isaac, when we're shut down and forced back to the streets, where will you find your drink?
Isaac Marsh always finds his drink. If it will shut your hole, I shall procure the gold. But I will do so using as little effort as I see fit.
Perfect! Now do me a favor and go serve Constance.
I refuse. The old man babbles on and on and on into infinity.
You think I want to hear his half-cooked tale about slaying the Rat King? I'll die before he finishes the story.
Well, you do me a favor and die over there serving him his drink. I feel a hangover starting.
Elsa gathers a stack of cups and exits to serve them across the tavern. Isaac slumps on the bar. Spike enters. He's a hairy man who seldom wears a shirt and always looks like he just slept in the hay. Spike slaps another severed hand on the bar.
A cup of ale for my favorite twin.
Sorry, Spike. My hag sister declares I can't take goods for drink. Gold only.
Do you know what you can do with an alchemist's hand?
I know! I tried telling Elsa, but no. She wants me to collect all these overdue tabs now. Say, remember that time you changed into a heifer and we sold your milk in town?
We tricked the whole village into paying to milk me.
You up for another round of milking?
Sadly, this town has soured on milk since that day. They're milking almonds now.
That's unfortunate. How am I supposed to make all this gold back in a day without working for it?
What if I told you I've got the lowdown on a nearby stash of gold right for the taking?
Is it effortless?
With the 1.5 brains between us, it'll be a walk in the woods.
Last time you said that, you lost half a brain.
Luckily, it was the half I never used.
A hooded figure enters. This is Furious, a tiefling, horned man, in his early 20s. He sits at a corner of the bar and places a coin on the counter. His eyes shift around the tavern and then onto Spike and Isaac.
Don't want wandering ears getting wise to our plan. Meet me across the tavern. Bring me an ale on the house.
I smell an adventure.
That's not an adventure.
They both cut a look to Furious. Spike and Isaac exit across the tavern. Furious wraps his fingers on the counter. He looks around, nervously.
You been helped?
Elsa has returned from the bar. She winces at the smell.
No, I didn't want to bother with the small man. He seemed lazy.
He comes by it honestly. Well, what can I get you, horny fellow?
Pardon?
You, horny fellows? You fellows with horns, teeth things?
Tieflings.
Tieflings. I knew it started with a T.
This is Bastard's Keep.
Greatest watering hole in the entire kingdom. Run by bastards, for bastards.
Are you Ailsa Marsh, bastard adventurer who took on 2 giants and lived to tell the tale?
Best threesome of my life. Lovely couple, those two.
You're a legend. Why are you here?
I got priced out of adventuring. Quest givers started paying folks in experience instead of gold, so me and my useless twin scrounged up some coins and bought this place. So what do you say? Want some ale?
The week I've had, I'll need 3.
Coming right up. Never smelled you in here before. You new in town?
Just walked in. Name's Therius.
Therius slaps gold onto the counter. Ailsa pours 3 ales, slams the mugs on the counter, and snags Therius's gold. Therius takes a long, hard drink. He's shaking.
So what brings you to Belmare?
I heard a tough bastard runs this place.
Aw, I'm flattered.
Some bad men are after me, and I need protection.
Protection is available if the gold is right. How do you know these men are after you?
They slaughtered my entire village.
Slaughtered? Like to death?
No, to sleep. Of course to death. Another 3, please.
Ailsa pours 3 drinks. Therius places gold on the bar. Ailsa sets the mugs down and takes the gold.
What happened?
Therius takes another long drink. He's still shaking.
I was heading home for my blacksmith apprenticeship. I lived in Oakhart. You heard of it?
About 6 days walk from here. It's a cute village this time of year.
Cute? It was adorable. I was on the path home, swapping stories with my favorite squirrel, when I noticed the smoke coming from the village. By the time I arrived, I was too late. All that remained were bodies and ashes.
You sure it wasn't just some fire that just got out of hand?
Fire doesn't cut throats. I panicked. I ran back to the blacksmith for safety, but he was already dead by the time I returned.
Blacksmiths are sad lads. You sure he didn't end it all himself?
The man was decapitated. I was at a loss for words, so I then tried the last bloke who could help me.
The squirrel?
Sir Nutty, the squirrel.
How's the squirrel going to help?
So I ran back to find him in his tree, but once again, I was too late. His tree was felled and his entire squirrel village slain. I watched the men responsible burn his nut collection. I came across Sir Nutty in the woods, clinging to life with his dying breath. He said, "Seek refuge, you bastards keep." And so I'm here.
Well, gosh, how do you say it again? Well, Therius, these men are efficient killers, but god-awful trackers if they can't smell you out. Who are they?
If I tell you, you'll throw me to the streets.
I would not. There's no name you can say that will change my mind.
It's the King's Guard.
Ailsa whips around the bar and grabs Therius by a horn. She removes him from his stool.
Out! Out with you, now!
You said you wouldn't do that!
I've decided you can't afford me.
You're telling me this isn't enough?
It's a lot, but I would need double.
Therius pulls out more gold.
Did I say double? I mean triple.
I can do that.
New policy. I also need a sword with a cool name.
I've got Feather Splitter and Ham Hack.
Those are really good names. But no, I can't. I've got bad blood with the King's Guard. You need to go before something bad happens.
A raven swoops in and lands on the bar.
Ravens means something bad has happened.
Thank you, wise one.
Ailsa releases Therius and approaches the raven. She removes the note from its talon. She takes a gulp from a random mug on the bar and reads the news.
Tits.
What is it? Death? War? Spam?
No, it's literal tits. Isaac!
What, wench?
Isaac returns to the bar.
This better be good. Oh, yes. Lady Regis. My, what a fine pair.
You're sending nudie scrolls by Raven?
It makes the nudie scrolls better. Or hotter. I need to write her back. Quick! Grab a blank scroll and sketch my member.
I will do no such thing.
What kind of sister refuses to sketch her brother's member?
Therius sneaks off across the tavern as the twins argue.
Every sister, you disgusting pig. And now that horny fellow is gone.
I'm still here, sister.
Not you.
Ailsa shoves Isaac away and exits across the tavern to look for Therius.
Words should suffice for now.
Isaac grabs a quill pen and a small scroll.
Dearest Lady Regis, send more. Yours, Sir Isaac. XOXO.
Isaac attaches the scroll to the raven and pats the bird's head.
Bartholomew, you dirty bird, send my best.
The raven exits. Isaac pours himself 2 beers and rejoins Spike on the other side of the tavern. Isaac hands a mug to Spike.
Now, what were you saying about this gold?
The gold is in a dragon's den.
The whole point of this is that it's effortless. You didn't say anything about a dragon.
That's the best part. The gold is just sitting there. The dragon perished in his slumber.
What lousy dragon just perishes in his sleep?
I sort of spoke of a spell the dragon fell under. They call it congestive heart failure.
And who is this source?
The whispers.
Spike, I told you that's your inner monologue.
Not those whispers. I've got a network of rats. They tell me things.
Like rats or snitch rats?
Rats, snitch rats, some snitch rats. It's a deep, complicated network. But this one in particular, rat, I trust. They informed me of this dragon's demise.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go!
No, not yet. I refuse to plunder sober.
Spike and Isaac drink up. Across the tavern, Elsa has cornered Therius by the hole in the wall.
Come out from there now!
Where does this go?
Our regulars think it's another dimension filled with flesh-eating beings.
Godspeed. Why haven't you sealed this thing off?
And close ourselves off to possible customers? I think not.
Elsa grabs Therius by the back of the neck and heads for the door. Therius fights the whole way.
Please, the Kingsguard are brutal.
I'm sure if you ask nice, they'll go easy on you.
There's no telling what they'll do if they catch me.
There's no telling what I'll do if you don't get the hell out of my tavern.
Elsa pins Therius against the door, hand to throat.
Please, I only came here thinking bastards would help a fellow bastard.
You're a bastard?
Born and not raised.
Why didn't you say anything before?
I was gonna, but then the small man asked you to sketch his member. Please, I have no one else, nowhere else to go. It's just me on my own.
A rap on the door.
Who goes there?
Lady Bastard, it's Philip the Bard. Something's blocking your door.
Elsa looks up at Therius and releases him from the door. Philip Trunkbottom the Bard enters. He's boyish in face and spirit.
Come in, Phil.
Ailsa, you look lovely as ever. Who's the smelly, horny fellow?
He's no one.
Be careful out there, friend. King's Guard are about. Must be some criminals in the area.
Are they here?
No. A whole lot of them are heading here for a drink, though. I gave them directions.
Great.
Awesome. Philip, why don't you go and set up by the hole in the wall? This place could use some music tonight.
Of course, man. I've got a new tune I want to try on this lot. It's called Hit Me Maiden Just Once More.
I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
Philip scurries off to the other end of the tavern. Ailsa turns to Therius.
All right, I'll hide you until they pass. After that, you're out of here.
Oh, thank you. Such a merciful bastard. Where shall I hide? Do you have a spacious, well-lit secret room?
Ailsa steps behind the bar and lifts the cellar door.
It looks awfully cramped and dark.
It's this or the hole.
Therius makes for the hole. As he gets closer, a green light shines through the hole, accompanied by a guttural hiss.
On second thought, the cellar looks plenty spacious.
Therius descends into the cellar. Ailsa shuts and locks the door above him. She turns her attention to the drunks strewn about the bar.
Hey, you lot! Kingsguard is here. Speak to no one.
Aye,
wench!
The front door slams open. Ailsa turns to see Gregorio Midtower, 40s, captain of the King's Guard, heading for the bar. His steps are loud. His chest is puffed up. He takes his helmet off, sets it on the bar counter, and sits at the bar.
Ailsa Marsh. How's my favorite bastard?
What a lovely, unannounced surprise. Mother.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Interior, tavern, midday, but a few moments later. Ailsa and Gregorio are still at the bar.
No, seriously, why are you here? Don't you have some King's Chamber pot to guard?
Can't I check in on my seeds?
No, you cannot.
Fine then. I'm here to make sure the tavern I paid for isn't being run into the ground. Heavens, what's that smell?
Look at that lot. You think they don't bring the stink in with them?
Philip, across the tavern, starts his folky new song.
Oh, maiden, maiden, how was I supposed to know that something was amiss here?
Kill the bard! Kill the bard! Kill the bard!
Philip continues to play his lukewarm Philip continues to play to his lukewarm reception. Back to Ailsa and Gregorio at the bar.
They really hate that bard.
That's why I keep him around. Take some of the heat off me.
Do they know you're technically not a bastard?
Does the Kingsguard know you don't technically keep your oaths?
Sharp of mind and muscle. That's why you're my favorite. Who couldn't like you?
Take the pick of idiot, twin included. Not an ounce of respect for the owner.
Co-owner,
Isaac joins Ailsa and Gregorio at the bar.
Gregorio. You've come to fire Elsa, I presume. She's been drinking on the job.
Have not. This fool's tongue is slurring about.
I should have wrapped my umbilical cord around your neck in the womb.
That would have required you to raise something besides a bottle of wine to your lips, you Nancy boy.
I lift more than wine bottles to my lips. I lift ale and whiskey bottles too, you beanstalk.
I'm about to go all giant on your ass, Jack.
Gregorio gets between the twins.
I didn't raise no kinslayers.
You didn't
You didn't raise us.
Enough! I could have bashed your heads in as babes. I almost did. I was seconds away from it. But no, some weak part of me that believes in honor showed you mercy and cast you off to a cozy corner of the kingdom.
A pit in the ground with other bastards is not cozy. It's an atrocity.
Some call it an orphanage.
Don't pretend you did us a favor sending us to that hole.
Fair. But when you hunted me down and threatened to out me as a horn dog to the King's Guard, did I bash in your skulls or pay your bribe?
On that bribe, would it be too much trouble to blackmail another month of gold out of you?
I will pay no more gold. My next blackmail payment will be in blood.
So the hypocrite can kinslay.
Do as I say, not as I do. Gods, I love being a father.
You're not a father.
Spike enters from across the tavern.
You ready?
Yes, just grabbing 2 for the road.
Isaac proceeds to pour 2 mugs of ale.
Where do you think you're off to?
Business.
And you need to drink, and you need drink to go out on business?
Drink is my business.
You and your friend plan on paying for those drinks?
Upon return, dear sister. We'll never have to worry about gold again after this business venture. Come, Spike.
Isaac and Spike exit the tavern. Ailsa is back behind the bar.
Don't you have a war over a chair to fight?
No war today. There's a javelin match.
And why aren't you watching 2 knights prod each other for sport?
Tying up some loose ends. I'm looking for a tiefling bastard. You seen him?
Gregorio unrolls his scroll with a crude drawing of Therius.
A sibling of mine?
I don't like my women hornier than me.
Whose bastard is it?
Official Kingsguard business. I cannot share the details.
It's the king's.
Gregorio's silence says it all.
The horny little fellow likes horny ladies. Huh? Who am I to judge?
Hold your tongue when referring to our horny king.
You guys really like your secret families. It's like a second horse or a fleet of boats to you nobles.
The tiefling. Have you seen him?
Any of those lot look like the tieflings to you?
Gregorio looks across the tavern. The tavern is filled with adventurers, swashbucklers, ruffians, and peasants from all walks of life. No tieflings.
Any of you sorry bunch see a tiefling about the tavern?
Gregorio is met with silence and piercing eyes.
See? Nobody knows nothing. Now be on your way.
I know those looks. You want to cut me down. I need you to know that I am prepared to take each and every one of you out. If you know the whereabouts of the tiefling, tell me, and I will leave your sad little shit-drenched watering hole in peace instead of pieces.
A soft-spoken, tough seaman bastard, Ron Ocean, rises from his bench. You could hack through the silent tension.
You in what army?
What?
You in what army, chicken shit?
Can someone tell me what the mouse-voiced man is saying?
He said, you and what army?
Oh, fun. I've been waiting for someone to set me up for this.
Gregorio places his fingers to his lips and whistles. A full Kingsguard army storms through and spreads throughout the tavern.
This army, mouse man.
Ron sits back down.
Now, it's been a long few days of killing and hiking. So if everyone can keep their heads cool, we'll let you keep your heads.
Focus on Ailsa and Gregorio at the bar.
Ale for my men.
And how will you pay for this?
I believe I already have.
Coming right up.
Ailsa starts pouring ale, mug after mug.
Any of you drunks care to lend a hand?
Crickets.
To the gallows with the lot of you.
Let's start with the bard.
Gregorio heads towards Philip. Ailsa follows, handing out mugs along the way.
Bard, have you seen a tiefling?
I am well traveled. I've seen many tieflings.
Seen this one?
Philip ponders for a second.
You know, we piss on him here, but Philip is a well-renowned bard about the kingdom. The man is a hitmaker.
You mean that, Lady Ailsa?
Of course. What's that one song you serenaded me with last week?
You said you hated that one.
I said no such thing. The song, what was it called?
I'm in love with a trollop.
That's the one. I'm sure Sir Gregorio would love to hear it.
I'm more of a hymnal man.
Nonsense. Philip, play it.
I don't think...
I said play it.
Philip strums away on his lute.
Godspeed, madam. You're as big as a heifer. You know what I'm saying? After the brothel, me and the party going to be together. I'm just looking at you though. You've got the childbearing hips, Godspeed.
Ailsa leaves Philip and Gregorio to return to the bar. A member of the King's Guard is behind the bar trying to help himself to a drink.
Why are you behind my bar?
My drink was empty, wench.
Ailsa reaches underneath the bar and pulls out the bloody knife and severed hand from earlier.
The last pisser who crossed the bar left with one less hand. Which hand you want to lose?
All right, wench. I'll wait, but you're a fool if you think you're getting a tip. Kill the bard! Kill the bard! Kill the bard!
The music stops. Philip storms across the tavern to the door.
Cultureless peasants.
Philip exits in tears. Back on Gregorio near the hole in the wall.
Thank heavens that's over.
Ailsa returns to Gregorio and takes him by the arm.
Sir Gregorio, you know who might be helpful? Our oldest patron, Constance. He's a storyteller who spun many tales. Maybe he knows something.
Ailsa guides Gregorio to a seat across from Constance Guy, a man of 50. Constance is well-fed and has never finished a story he started telling.
Doesn't this manhunt remind you of a tale, Constance?
You know, Tavern Wench, in fact it does. It reminds me of the time I defeated the Rat King.
I love that story. It's so descriptive, long.
Is this relevant to my search?
Every tale leads to the next.
Fine. Go about it then.
So there I was, eating a meal that consisted of a turkey leg, baked and dipped in a caramelized sauce with hints of apple and cinnamon. The bread was softer and warmer than the skin of any elven bedfellow I ever had. The ale flowing like an endless river.
Interior tavern. An hour later. Constance is still going on about this tale. Ailsa runs about, still serving drinks. Gregorio sits across from Constance. Looks a bit sleepy.
So I ventured deeper into the Rat King's lair, when all of a sudden my stomach growled. I couldn't fight on an empty stomach, so I made camp and cooked a meal that consisted of...
Enough! I would have your head if I wasn't so enthralled with the tale you're spinning. Less time on the food, more time on wrapping it up, old man.
I didn't even get to the part with the wizard.
A wizard? No. No more stories. Have you seen the tiefling?
I haven't seen much since my sight started to go, which reminds me of another tale.
No more tales! I know you're all harboring this fugitive. If you won't talk, you leave me no choice but to tear this tavern down, piece by piece. Let's start at the bar.
Gregorio heads for the bar. Ron stands. Gregorio stops.
Finally, someone here with some brains. Very good. Where's the tiefling bastard?
Bastards don't sell out bastards.
I ought to rip out your voice box.
Ron draws his steel. Gregorio and his men all mirror him with swords of their own. Elsa places herself between Gregorio and Ron.
You cannot murder my customers. It's bad for business.
Mayhaps I should just cut my losses and slaughter this tavern, wench and all.
This won't be as easy as slaying women, children, and squirrels in Oakhart. This lot may not fancy me, but they're all I've got. You come for one bastard, you come for every bastard.
The other bar patrons stand and draw steel in support of Elsa.
Now pay your tab and be on your way.
You lot didn't have to die. Leave no bastard.
The two sides brace for a bloodbath. Caw-caw! They're stopped in their tracks. A raven swoops in and lands on Elsa's shoulder. The room collectively murmurs about the bird. Elsa takes the bird's scroll and unwraps it. She lets out a heavy sigh.
The South has proclaimed war on Tomabird. The king is calling everyone to arms.
Heavens, it's happening.
You wish to see?
We gave our reading boy the day off. I'll take your word for it, lady bastard.
He sheaths his sword. His men do the same.
Take your mugs for the road, lads. Our king needs us by his side.
The king's guards shuffle toward the door and exit. Gregorio turns back to Elsa.
I'll be keeping an eye on this place.
Lucky us. Finally getting some adult supervision.
Gregorio takes one last look at Elsa before exiting the tavern. The bar patrons hoot and holler in celebration.
Win is a win.
I can't believe he bought your lie.
Lie?
The scroll was Lady Bits, was it not?
Elsa returns behind the bar.
I spoke truth. The kingdom has another war on its hands.
The tavern falls silent. We only hear Elsa messing with her chalkboard. Behind the bar, Elsa erases a 1 off the blackboard and replaces it with a 2.
Wartime means double the price for ale, and no more junk for drink.
Men will die and you plan to empty our pockets?
Drink and be happy in here, or die sober outside. You decide.
The bar patrons groan in defeat and periodically begin to dig in their pockets in search of gold. Elsa ignores them as she unlocks the cellar door and opens it. Furious ascends.
How much of all that did you hear?
Double for ale? You're a thief.
I'm a business wench, and from the smell of your breath, I'd say you're the thief.
I drink when I get nervous.
Elsa peers down into the cellar.
How much did you drink?
Like a lot. Tieflings have a really high booze tolerance. But I can pay for it.
This is a crime that you can't sprinkle gold on and make go away.
Nonsense. That's the purpose of gold.
The gold pays for the ale. Your wardship pays for my secrecy, Lord Bastard.
Lord Bastard? I'm royalty?
It's why they want your horny little head.
Fine. I'll be your ward. But if they come back, I expect your protection.
I'd be a fool to let anything happen to my barback board. I'll finally get some help running this place. No thanks to my waste of skin brother.
The front door bursts open. Spike and Isaac have returned, and they're covered in soot. Isaac reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small stack of gold coins. He slams them on the counter.
The debt is paid.
I take it business was good.
I'm on fire.
Fade out. End of Act 2. Tag. Interior tavern the next day. Furious approaches Constance, seated at a bench.
What can I get you today, sir?
Well, I'll take an ale, of amber, its red flow reminiscent of a red-haired maiden. The suds bubbling, sound like snowfall hitting the land at the start of winter, the curve of the glass fit to hand like a glove, the taste hinting at summers past and summers to come. And make it 2.
2 red ales. Got it.
Furious steps away.
Bar boy, I wasn't done.
Thank you. The end.